which is silverware. I'm going to do this off the top of my head without any script whatsoever. I'm going to just see how I can make this. So you can just watch and take some ideas from here and then do your own work. I'd rather not get 100 copies of what I do here. I'd rather have you design your own and show me what you can do. So this is how it's going to go. First I'll try to make a spoon, so I will go to and make a circle. Go to my top view, scale it on the y-axis because spoons seem to be elliptical. Scale it up a little, and then in edit mode I will add a face to it. This is not a very good idea though, because I will need to be able to go down, and if it's a single face I won't be able to do that. So I have a couple of ways of doing that, but I will do it this way. I will extrude, but at the same time scale in, and that gives me a nice edge or a loop of vertices here. Another extrude, and indeed scale right after it. Extrude and scale, extrude and scale, and then at the last part I will just say face, add a face to it. Because this way it gives me the possibility of having a flat base for the spoon. So then I will use the Ctrl+ key on the numpad and GZ a little, Ctrl and minus on the numpad, GZ a little. I'll have to actually do this from the side view because otherwise I won't see how it's going to form. And then I will GZ a little. Take some rings off it again with the minus key and go down like so. I can still go and pick any of the vertex sets here by Alt and the left mouse, and then GZ until my side view for this looks nice. Okay, it's almost okay. I'll just move the final face down a little. G like so. This should be a nice, good enough. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to use a modifier from here, the solidify modifier. Give some thickness to it. All right, that should be it. Now you have to go out of edit mode to be able to apply it. This is like, make it like that and apply. Now I have two sets of vertices and it is looking rather good. I'll just take the outer ring though with Alt and scale not on the Z, so it's like Shift Z. So it goes like that. And if I need an extra loop ring here, I can go in with the Ctrl R and add it there, and just in case I need it later. Okay. So for the handle, I will take these two faces and extrude them on the x-axis. See how it's actually trying to extrude along the normals of the face? That's why it's tilted upwards. But I want to go on the x-axis and then move them up on the z-axis so that I get a nice curve on the handle. So that's the first extrude, then the next extrude on the x-axis again. And one more, but this time again on the x-axis and move it down on the z-axis. Sorry, z-axis. How should that look? It's like not long enough at the moment, but that's fine. With the Ctrl+ a couple of times, I can move these parts G on the x-axis and give it length. All right, that looks nice. And if I want to move this part here, I can select the edge loop. And with the edge slide, move the edge along the vertices. Okay, that looks semi-nice. Again, I'm no goldsmith, but when I add a subdivision surface modifier, maybe 2 subdivisions, the spoon looks rather nice. And if I want to emphasize some of the parts, I can still go in here, go into edit mode and add a loop ring here. That defines the top edge a little. Add another loop ring here. I'm just pointing at the vertical parts. And I will add another loop ring here. Scale that not in the Z direction, so I get a little rim to it. Yeah, that's nice. And then an edge loop in here to define the part where it starts, and another here to define the end. Actually, what you probably want to do here at the end, or what I want to do anyway, is to take these two edges and push them back along the x-axis so that the end of it doesn't look like so. Okay, that looks fine at the moment. I have no idea whether it looks good, but that's the basic technique you want to use anyway. So one for the fork. Add a cube. Move it on the y-axis. Scale it on the z-axis. Scale it on the... Actually, I don't think I want to scale it on... Oh, maybe just a little. This will be the base of the tins of the fork. And I'll move this on the X a little. Okay. This probably needs a couple of loop rings so that I can take the central part and push it down. GZ down a little, because all forks seem to have something like that. And then I need loop cuts going this way. I need 4 tins and I need three of the middle parts. So I would think that it's one out, in, out, in, out, in, out. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out. This should be it, yeah. Because when I now take 1, 2, 3, and 4 and extrude them on the x-axis, I get the tins. By the way, when you're working and you zoom out too much or your zoom seems to be stopping to work, you can always just press Control and the number plus key, and it will give you this. It will zoom into the parts that you're working with, so it's good. I'll move this up like so because they are curved always. And these probably have to be scaled down rather a lot, so I will scale 0.3. That looks okay. Scale 0.3. Scale 0.3. And one more. Scale 0.3. Now, of course, when I do the subdivision surface, it's going to look different. So now, as for the ends of this, I'm going to go and take my edge select mode. Go into top view. And G on the X direction. Again, a goldsmith could probably make this look a lot nicer, but just to show you the techniques, that's what I'm doing. Okay, take the face selection mode, and instead of extruding straight away, G on the X a little, so that I get the base of the fork to look nice. Yeah. Actually, I'm not sure I need this edge here, so I can select that edge, select that edge, and with the X key say dissolve edges, and that loses those two. Yeah, so that was good. So all that remains is to take these one faces, 1, 2, 3, and extrude on the X, G on the X, a little on the Z, sorry. Extrude on the X, and extrude on the X, a little, and then G on the Z, so that it looks like so. I'll scale up the whole thing a little, and then add the modifier, which would be subdivision surface. And if I do 2 viewport things, it looks like you could kill people with this. So maybe we need to add loop rings. Yeah, this is what does it. And now when I'm doing this, I'm looking at the top left corner of my thing. So it's minus 0.83 because, or minus 0.9. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. So when I add the next one, I can already go minus 0.9 because it is already in the mode for moving. So looping. In here, and then minus 0.9. Why isn't it moving? Okay. Yeah, I have to click there first. Minus 0.9. Enter. Go into the next one. Click. Minus 0.9. And one more. Minus 0.9. Enter. So yeah, that's much better. And as for the ends here of the tines, they look slightly odd, even if I don't do some loopings here. Now let's see what happens if I enter one of these and pull it up. Yeah, and it does a lot of it. Another one for the down part. And then for the ends, you have to go with another looping. 0.85, so yeah, Control R, 0.85, Control R, 0.85, and Control R, 0.85. This is how my fork looks. It's rather good at the moment. Let's check the other end. In here I need another looping to finish the end neatly. Yeah. Okay, and then for the, actually I have no idea how to do this through the knife, but let's see if we can just do it like this. Go back in the top view, add a circle, shield the Y to get it down here, and then scale it on the x-axis to make it look like the end of a knife. Yeah. And now in edit mode, vertex edit mode, I want to take most of these top vertices here, these ones here, and scale them to 0 on the Y. That gives me the flat top of the knife. Then I can take these and just pull them out on the x-axis and move them on the y-axis to give me the... Okay, and if I now add a face to it, I get one in there. I don't want that. I want all of these to have a single face, because now I can add a modifier, solidify, probably 0.2 or something like that. Yeah, that looks rather nice. Actually, I'll make it 0.3. Yeah, and apply that to give me, I have to be in object mode to apply, and now I have two sets of vertices, because now I can add a looping here, select these vertices with my shift key. These are the sharp bits of the knife, and G these out in the Y direction. Yeah, that looks good. I should have done it here at the end as well, but I can still do that. I can take these two vertices here and move them out in the Y direction to give me a lot more. Yeah. So let's see how this, actually I'll make it slightly narrower here by taking these connected vertices, not those, but these, and the other two, and move these on the Y direction just to give it a bit more. Yeah. And as before, this one probably needs a modifier on the subdivision surface type a couple of times. So let's see how sharp our knife is. It isn't very sharp, but I can do the make the sharpening with this. Yeah, this should bring it in nicely, nice and sharp. Okay, and then fix the other end with, oh, I can't actually use a loop in here because my mesh isn't really well suited for that right now. But if I were to apply, I don't want to apply the modifier. I'll just take these. End vertices here, and scale. Scale on the X to make the end flat. And also, oops, there's one that I didn't get. Yep, this and this. Actually, why don't I just take all of them? Alt G gives you the, I'm already in that mode. So I'll just select all of these and scale them to 0 on the X-axis. Yeah, that looks nice. I think I have a little problem with the vertices here. If I scale on the X-axis, yeah, I'm still not getting all of the vertices, so I'm going to go into wireframe mode. And now I get all of those. Scale X0. Yeah, now it looks nice. Slightly thinner than the other parts, but you know, knives sometimes are. Okay, so I think that the only thing that remains now is to add a metallic look to them. So I'll just do one material for this object here, and I do a material, so it's a new material, and in here I will say metallic is rather high, specularity is also rather high, and roughness is rather low. So if I now add a plane, scale it 100 times, add it some color, and find my knife and move it up. All of these actually need to be moved up. So, okay, I can now have this material, and when I click first the other two, 1 and 2, and then with the shift down click the last one, I can use the Control L key to copy the materials to the other things. Oh, yeah, this actually isn't my knife isn't looking very good because I didn't do it properly. I should have. Yeah, you can still see a lot of that crimping here, and this doesn't look nice, but for the sake of argument I will leave it there and see how it goes. Let's see if I still have it. Yeah, if I do one more, it should go away. No, it doesn't go away. It just gives me a lot of more vertices. So sharp, no. Okay, well, whatever. So this would be my set of cutlery. I'll copy another lamp in here. Shift D. Go into my camera view. Go into my lock camera to view. And then grab a quick picture with EV. And this is how it looks. Yeah. The knife sucks, but if you were starting from a cube, you would get it looking a lot nicer than this. Or actually start with a cylinder. It would look really nice because it would have just one flat face on top, and it would not have any of these crimps around it. So, but I would be expecting wonderful cutlery from you when you do your own. And of course, if you want to put a nice wooden material under here and a little tablet maybe for your plate and your mug, I would be thrilled to see more stuff. But this is going to be sufficient if you just do these three. But they have to look different from mine. That's the only point. Okay, thanks for watching.